Hello, good people. Welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shane Sterling. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to talk about the things I've learned as a raw vegan over the last 3 years. That's right. I've been raw vegan for 3 years, and this video is the most profound things that I've learned on my journey so far. I can't wait to share these things with you guys. I think it's going to be pretty eye-opening and pretty important topics to discuss. But first, I'd like to just open this space, welcome you in. Thank you guys for being here. All of my subscribers, all of the viewers of this video in the future to come, welcome. I'd like to just, extend my heart and my gratitude to you, give you a big hug if I could, just heart opening, heart connecting, heart expanding space right here, okay? So, before we get started, I would just like to say, this is an incredibly profound time in the history of humanity. One of the reasons why I am a raw vegan is because I'm compelled to just be my best, to be one of the warriors who's leading with light, leading with love, leading with ultimate compassion and self-discipline, self-mastery, self-empowerment, and self-improvement, to take on the treacherous, difficult, and challenging times that lie ahead for all of us. Okay, so this is me being ready to lay down my preferences and be the warrior that I know I need to be. Okay, so this video is 3 years raw vegan, what I've learned. Number one, this path is for no one else but myself. I can't ask anyone to do this for me. I can't do this for anyone else. This path is about me. This is about my empowerment, my journey, about my awakening. When I was born, I was alone. When I die, I will be alone. When I go to sleep at night, I am alone. And I have many people that rely on me. I have many people that I love in my life. And yet, this journey is for me. I don't need to convince anyone of what's right. I don't need to enroll anyone in my vision. I can love people for who they are. I can love, and honor the place that we are at as a whole, as humanity. But for me, my path is going to be raw vegan. I'm going to lay down my preferences. I'm going to be in service and dedication and honor of all life on this planet, and to really lean into my vision of what I know is possible, which is a planet of love, which is a place where we are all safe to be. Every living being is safe to be here, and that humans lead this safe space for all life on Earth, that we are the stewards of this planet truly and deeply with our heart and our deepest love and reverence for life, so this is really just my path. It's my path. It's something that I'm doing for myself, and it will always be for myself, and it's not for anyone else. I don't need anyone else to reflect back to me that I'm doing the right thing. I don't need anyone else to do it with me to prove that this is okay. I don't need a buddy. I don't need my wife and kids to do it with me. I don't need a friend to do it with me. In fact, I'm going to stand in my power, and I am going to show other people that it's possible to do that. Therefore, I will call forth the best in other people. I will have other people come to me looking for strength, for leadership, for mentorship. That's why I have my group coaching program, Raw Vegan Heroes. People need the mentorship, the support. They need to look to people who can give them hope. And so that's all I'm doing. I'm standing completely in my power, completely in my own sovereign choice, and saying, I'm going to be a raw vegan. I'm not going to eat any cooked food. I'm not going to eat any animal products. And that is in the highest service of being the highest vibrating, the highest frequency resonating, the highest visionary leadership level that I can create for myself. That means no abuse of any kind, no abuse of myself, no abuse of the animals, no abuse of Mother Earth in any way that I can prevent that. So it's me taking ultimate responsibility for how I'm showing up, who I'm choosing to be, what I'm generating in the world, contributing at a very, very high level of responsibility. So that's what empowers me. It's my path and my journey. And I don't need anyone else to confirm to me that that's the right path and the right journey. This is maybe the most important thing that I've learned as a raw vegan for 3 years. This isn't about anyone else. This is about me and my awakening and my empowerment and my spiritual responsibility, my connection and my authenticity. That's what it's about. And I feel it deep in my heart. Okay, number 2, the superior man must honor the divine feminine. That means that the awakened and evolved masculine must not abuse the reproductive system of any female animal, because the awakened divine masculine has an opportunity at this time in history to heal the feminine, to be part of the reintegration of the masculine and the feminine. The masculine has been dominating in this aggressive, power over patriarchal way, dominating the female, dominating, women haven't even been able to vote since for 100 years now. It's a drop in the bucket. Women have been the property of men. The female reproductive system is abused for meat, dairy, and eggs over and over every single day on this planet. Herding culture in general, which is the backbone, the cornerstone of our civilization, is an abuse of the feminine energy on this planet, the divine feminine. So the empowered masculine must take responsibility for this, must lay down our arms, must surrender at the feet of the feminine and contribute to the feminine in full presence. The masculine needs to be present for the divine feminine right now, present and honoring and holding and making a safe space for the divine feminine. This is a critical component of the awakened masculine on this planet, the awakened evolved man. If you want to be a superior man in your life, and I'm talking to the men right now specifically, if you feel called to be a superior man in your life, you must lay down your preferences, you must lay down your ego, and you must surrender to being in service, being a humble servant to the feminine at this point to reintegrate. Reintegration is needed. So that's a big calling. That's a big responsibility. But we can do it. I'm doing it right now. It's not easy. It's incredibly difficult, challenging work at times. But this is what is required if we're going to heal this planet. If we're going to heal humanity, this is the work that is required right now. And it means we have to put our preferences aside to a degree. We have to short-term sacrifice. There has to be sacrifices for the empowerment of humanity at this time. The sacrifice is required in our taste, in our preferences. We need to put down what we think we like, let go of who we've become in order to become who we truly are. We've got to put it down and grow into the vision of who we truly are. It's hard, it's stretchy, it's uncomfortable, and yet this is what is being called forth in the awakening of all people. And for the women out there, same goes for you. For you to be empowered in your divine feminine, you must put down your taste bud preferences. You must put down your ego, surrender into who you are truly becoming. Who we have become already is not empowered. It's destructive. We are, not in our power. We can see it in the way that our society is happening right now. So this is the calling forward. And this is one of the most important aspects of what I have learned so far on my path of being a raw vegan. Complete surrender to the divine awakening within me and within humanity, and what the components are required of me to do this work. Okay, number 3 is that you have to feel what you're afraid to feel. Okay, as we are awakening, as we are changing our diet and our habits, we are going to feel things that we haven't felt before, that we are afraid to feel. We use our habits and our coping strategies of the past to cope with the present. We create the present based on our pain and our traumas. And so when we binge eat food, or we eat cooked food, or we eat animal products, it's literally just to cover up our feelings. This welling up of powerful feelings. So we can't squash that from food. When we just eat raw food, it takes the lid off. We're going to feel all the feelings. We're going to feel all the pain, all the sadness, all the hurt, the existential fear, the existential crisis, the deep collective pain of humanity, the deep collective suffering of the animal holocaust on this planet. We're going to feel it all. And we're going to feel our own inadequacies. We're going to feel how weak we are. We're going to feel how how incapable we are, how disempowered we've been, and it's okay because we're never going to grow past that until we feel it. We've got to feel it. So if we just stick to the raw food, if we just eat raw food and stop eating cooked food completely, we're not going to numb out. If we don't numb out, what's going to happen? We're going to feel what we don't want to feel. And this is part of our awakening, and it's okay to feel it, and it's okay to be a baby, and it's okay to throw a temper tantrum on the floor and say, I don't want to feel it. It's okay, but we must do it, okay? Don't use food to hide your feelings and play small and play in this destructive pattern that you've been in, protecting your hurt and your pain your whole life. Eat the raw food and feel your hurt and your pain and transmute it and ground it and change it and be empowered by it. Use it, embody it, bring it along with you on your next level of awakening and empowerment in your life. It's okay to feel what we're afraid of feeling, and it's essential. And it's one of the things that I've learned as a raw vegan is I have had to face what I'm afraid of feeling. And so here I am talking about it because on my awakening journey, on my empowerment journey, I've had to feel a lot of things that I don't want to feel. I don't hide behind cooked food. I've been 100% raw for 3 years. Okay, number 4, a raw vegan diet assists in our ascension process because it's going to lift the energetics of our body. When we're not hiding from ourselves, when we're not hiding from what we don't want to feel, when we allow the expansion to happen, it brings us into higher harmonics, higher resonances, and the honoring of the divine within us when we're not self-abusing, when we are in complete self-acceptance and self-love. This isn't a journey. This isn't a destination. We're not running a race here. We're not trying to get from point A to point B. This is an unfolding process. And as we lay down our arms, as we lay down our ego, as we lay down the cooked food and the protection, everything we've built up around us, our armor over our heart and our, feelings and our emotions, we expand as we put it down, as we take off the armor. Where does that bring us? It brings us to higher and higher frequencies, higher resonances, higher ways of being. The ascension process is not just some abstract, new age, metaphysical term. I know it's thrown around so much, but it's really as simple as just taking off the protection that we've held around us and being more accountable, more responsible, more authentic, more contributing to those around us, just speaking from our heart. Like I did at the beginning of this video, open a heart space, be authentic, be vulnerable with people, be committed to creating connection. That's all it is. That's all the ascension process is, connection with the earth, the planet, the animals, why we're here, what our next level is. So it's really simple. It's not hard. And so a raw vegan diet just assists us on that journey. It just takes us down the road. You stop eating cooked food and it's going to just take you down the road of ascension, awakening, lightening, opening, growing, feeling. This is all amazing, beautiful stuff. Why wouldn't we want this? Okay, number 5, deep peace, emotional stability, and trust in the divine intelligence grows when we eat a raw vegan diet. The emotional intelligence grows. Peace of mind grows. Peace comes over our body. Emotional stability comes over our body. If we're always seeking pleasure from food, we will always be left empty because pleasure is quick to get and it's quick to lose. But pleasure isn't what we seek. Pleasure is the result of fulfillment, and true fulfillment comes from health, happiness, surrendering into our own divine practice, our own contributing practice. When we eat a raw vegan diet, we are contributing to ourselves, to the planet, to the consciousness, to our mind, our emotional stability. And the result is deep, deep inner peace and emotional stability. Now, from that place of emotional stability, we can come into the world, we can generate into the world, we can show up for our friends and our family and our coworkers and the animals and everyone that we come in contact with in our life, our circle of influence, our sphere of influence. We generate that peace and that stability into that circle of influence. And the divine intelligence grows. We connect with the divine intelligence. Raw foods takes the mask off. It takes the veil off. And we feel the connection with the divine intelligence growing within us. It guides us. It shows us where to go next. That's why I'm here right now talking about this. This is where raw food has led me after 3 years, right here, to be talking about this concept and to be sharing with you. My deepest desire is to be contributing in this moment from my deepest heart space. I feel completely honored and deeply loving toward whoever is listening right now and beyond. I think of it like this spreading out into this blossoming pattern. You listen to this and you take this and it just grows. It just grows. This deep peace and emotional stability and trust in the divine intelligence is contagious because we know truth. Truth speaks for itself. It doesn't have to defend itself. Truth speaks for itself. Health speaks for itself. Connection, authenticity, and contribution speak for itself. So my way of being right now is the result of 3 years raw vegan. Okay, number 6, diet absolutely changes our energy levels and how we resonate. The bottom line, what food we put in our body changes how we think, how we resonate, how we feel, and maybe most importantly, how we see ourselves, the self-reflection. If we're eating meat and animal products and processed foods and denatured foods and dehydrated foods, what reflection does that give us on ourselves? How are we going to see ourselves? In a very limited version. The raw foods give us a deeper, more clear, more true perspective on ourselves. It makes us realize how much power we really have to bring to this world, how much worth and value we really have, and how much we matter, how much contribution we really can bring. Diet changes our energy, people. Diet changes it. We owe it to ourselves to eat a high vibrational diet of living food so that we resonate in a high vibrational living way that brings that to the world. I mean, it's just the bottom line. Try raw food for a week. You're going to feel the resonance change. The first time I ever went raw vegan, it was ridiculous, actually. It was a silly thing. It was maybe a week's time and I just ate kale, and I literally would go to the grocery store and I'd buy a bunch of kale and eat kale. That was my version of eating raw vegan. And I just got really high, wasn't eating enough. But regardless, I was meditating under trees, feeling like so connected and seeing light shining down into my body. It's been a continuation process of that for me. Like bringing light down into my body, up from the earth into my body, resonating, contributing out light into my space around me. That's what light workers do, is just visualize light coming into your heart and spread the light. That's it. And I'll tell you, raw food does that. Raw food helps us change our energy levels and how we resonate and gives us so much energy and high vibration. It's amazing. That's certainly something that I have learned as a raw vegan over the years. Okay, number 7, eliminating cooked food is an act of self-love. An absolute act of self-love. When we take the denatured food, the cooked food, the dehydrated food, the dead food, the murdered food, animal products, with all of this suffering and destruction out of the equation, we're really removing that lower vibration out of our equation. Then we just have more love for ourselves. There's nothing that could be more loving to yourself, to expand your vision, to expand your contribution, to expand the way you're showing up in the world, to expand your awakening, than just eliminate cooked food. Eliminate cooked food out of your life right now and don't give yourself an option to eat cooked food and you're going to find out how to do it. You just stick to the foods. Just stick to all the foods that are living, alive foods. And when you do this, if you just stop eating cooked food and you just say, look, I'm going to just eat raw food, you're going to find what happens next. And that leads me to my next point, number 8, is all of the symptoms you feel, like allergies, digestion problems, fatigue, breakouts, are all temporary. Okay, as we just stop eating the denatured food and we eat only the living foods, our body goes through a healing crisis. Our body goes through a transition where we have to remove all this waste that has backed up in our body. We're holding so much waste, so much accumulated acidic, excess in our body, waste particles, literally waste in our bowels, waste in our interstitial fluids, waste in our cells. We hold weight on our body. We don't feel good. We don't look good. We're not resonating in a way that's contributing to the world. And when we feel these allergies and these digestion problems and the fatigue and the breakouts happen and viral things pop up, our herpes breaks out after turning to raw food. Why is this? We think that raw food is making us sick. We think we can't do this. This is too much for us, but it's just temporary. If I could tell all of you one thing, if we just stick to raw food long enough, all of this goes away. We just adjust. We just enjoy the bounty of the raw food, the awakening, the feeling, the enlightening. I mean, it's so simple, but it takes time. It took me about 2 years before I felt good consistently on raw food. I went through the fears. I had all the fears. I walked through my fear. I put down my ego. I put down my preference. I put down and I jumped. I jumped off the cliff, and you know what? The net appeared right before I hit the ground, right before I thought this is going to kill me. This is going to destroy my health, destroy my life. The raw foods solved every single problem in my life and give me the strength and the courage and the insight to keep going at a high level in my life. It's all just temporary. If you struggle with detox symptoms and food allergies and digestion problems and you're not sure that you can be raw vegan, all you have to do is just lay it down and continue on. It's going to save your life. It's going to give you the breakthrough that you're looking for. That leads me to number 9, which is fruit is the silver bullet for creating health. Just eat fruit. Fruit is going to save your life, heal your disease, bring you through the detox symptoms, give you the answer you're looking for, raise your vibration, give you this path for healing the planet, being the greatest you can be. Fruit is so darn simple. It is so simple. Fruit. Just buy fruit that is in season. Berries, melons, apples, pears, citrus fruits, all of the fruits, melons. All of the fruits are so high in water, so high in enzymes, filled with these amazing carbohydrates for our energy and our awakening. I will tell you, there are living proteins called enzymes in fruit. The enzymes are one of the keys because the enzymes literally bring electrons from the living food into our cells. What are electrons? Electrons are electric particles, electromagnetic particles. This is bringing electricity into the mitochondria of our cells. What happens when these living protein enzymes bring electricity into our cells? It lights us up. It shows us the way. It shows us who we're supposed to be. It makes us the best version of ourselves possible. All we have to do is eat fruit. If you're struggling with how to be raw vegan, eat fruit. If you're struggling with digestion problems, eat more fruit. If you're struggling with how to be raw and what to eat more fruit. Fruit is easy. We don't have to always eat fruit. It's just a silver bullet. Use it. Use it temporarily. Use it for a period of time. That's what I did. I was high fruit, maybe mostly fruitarian for 1.5 years, going on 2 years, before I started to really incorporate other aspects of how to be a well-balanced, well-rounded raw vegan. And now I will say I focus on superfoods. I focus on nutrient density. I focus on greens, concentrated minerals. I really focus on high mineral density foods, and I focus on high enzymatic foods. So of course, all fresh raw foods. I supplement with enzymes. I love enzymes. I feel that enzymes and minerals are like the key to life. And you know what? We really don't get any enzymes in any version of cooked food. And we don't get many minerals in our modern processed foods either. So we have to seek out this higher level of mineral concentration for ourselves. This is what's going to take us to the next level. So number 10, if you need support on your journey, I have my Raw Vegan Heroes group coaching program. Raw Vegan Heroes takes place in a Facebook group. It's $14.99 a month to join, and you get coaching from me. I help people transition to a raw vegan diet. I help people with their mindset. I help people break food addiction. I help people get onto the next level of their life, whatever that empowerment level is, whether it's creating a coaching business for yourself, starting a new job, a new career, changing relationships. I talk to hundreds of people a week. I help people through this process. So in Raw Vegan Heroes, you get a weekly live stream with me. It's a Q&A format. You can show up live and talk to me, and I can help you with your process, all for $14.99. Raw Vegan Heroes is the best group coaching program on the planet for the price. Hands down, you will not find anything else like it on the planet. It is one of a kind. It is incredible. It is empowering. And it's not just because of me, it's because of all the members that currently make up the group Raw Vegan Heroes. It is incredible. If you need support, if you need accountability, if you need inspiration, this is the next level. We have to do this in community. We cannot do it alone. If you are in isolation, you will remain struggling. It's only when we come out of isolation and we connect in this heart space, heart connection and contribution, where we turbo button our transformation. Okay? Raw Vegan Heroes is the cheapest, the best way in the entire world to get this, and I guarantee it. And if you join and you try it out, you don't like it, you can leave. There's no contract. It's a month to month. You got nothing to lose, and it's my service, my gift to you. This is what I've developed after 3 years raw vegan, is how can I serve the people? How can I serve people on their empowerment journey? This is truly my authentic give. And for those who want more access to me, I have my group mastermind, which is a 90-minute intro session and 6 months of Zoom meetings with me that are an hour long. For 6 whole months, you get an hour Zoom meeting with me every week. That's my mastermind. You can learn more about it on my website, rawveganrising.com/work with me. Go check it out. The links are all in the description of my membership, my deep dive hour consultations, and my mastermind. You can learn more by clicking on the links in the description below. So thank you so much for being on this video with me, guys. I hope that's helpful. Raw vegan for 3 years. How incredible is that? Here I am. I have made it. And you know what else? I have no desire to go back. I am so lit up. I'm so empowered by this path. I am so turned on by this path and what it means for me and my life moving forward, how I can contribute, what I'm changing, the family lineage traumas that I am breaking. I am not a lineage bearer. I am going to heal my family lineage forward and backwards. The buck stops right here. I'm not going to continue on with the destructive, unconscious behavior. And Raw Vegan has helped me bust through that and see it and be it and embody it and live it. I wish the same for you, sending you prayers, sending you love. Much love to all of you guys. Have a blessed day whenever you see this. I just wish you the best in your life. Much love. I will see you in the next one.